Chapter 9, Excel Introduction. Hey friends, you are well known to PowerPoint and its presentations. Now, in this chapter, you will learn about Excel, which is a spreadsheet program. Introduction to Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel is a powerful spreadsheet program that allows you to organize data and complete calculation in rows and columns. These rows and columns are collectively called worksheet. A spreadsheet file is called Workbook, which is like a notebook having many individual worksheets. On each worksheet, data is organized vertically in columns and horizontally in rows. By default, Workbook contains one worksheet. Each worksheet of Excel 2016 typically has 16,384 columns and 10,48,576 rows. The intersection of a column and a row is called a cell. A cell is the basic unit of a worksheet in which you enter data. Cells may contain three types of data: labels, text, values, numbers, and formulas. Starting Excel. Click on the Start button. The Start menu will appear. A list of all the installed apps appears on the left of the Start menu. Scroll down the list and click on Excel. The Excel opens and displays its Start screen. Click on Blank Workbook. An empty workbook titled Book 1 is displayed in the Excel window.
The components of Excel window. The Excel 2016 program window displays many items that you can use to create and work with your workbook.
Let us study about those items.
Title bar. It shows the name of the opened workbook file. File tab. When you click on File tab, a backstage view appears which resembles a menu. In Backstage View, you will find a list of commands such as Save,
Open, etc.
Ribbon. It displays groups of related commands in tabs. Each tab offers shortcut buttons to common tasks. Ribbon tab. Each ribbon tab provides a set of tools related to an overall task you are likely to be performing in a specific document. Formula bar. It is used to enter and edit formulas and perform calculations on your worksheet data. Worksheet window. The workbook contains sheets called worksheets. By default, workbook contains one worksheet. You can also add additional worksheets. Each sheet has a name displayed on a Sheet tab at the bottom of the workbook. Row and column heading. A worksheet is organized into a rectangular grid containing columns vertical and rows horizontal. A column letter above the grid, also called the column heading, identifies each column. A row number on the left side of the grid, also called the row heading, identifies each row. Cell. A cell is the intersection of each column and row in a worksheet. A cell is the basic unit of a worksheet in which you enter data. Each worksheet has many cells and only a small fraction of the active worksheet is displayed on the screen at a time. A cell in your worksheet is activated or selected for entering data into it. Active cell. Active cell has a dark border around it.
The default active cell is A1.
Cell reference. A cell is referred to by its unique address or cell reference, which is the coordinate of the intersecting column and row. To identify a cell, specify the column letter first, followed by the row number. For example, cell reference C6 refers to the cell located at the intersection of column C and row 6. Name box. The cell reference of an active cell is displayed in the name box. Grid lines. The horizontal and vertical lines representing the rows and columns on the worksheet are called grid lines. Grid lines allow us to see and identify each cell within a worksheet. The grid lines can be turned off, but it is recommended that you leave them on. Mouse pointer. The mouse pointer is displayed as a block plus sign whenever it is located in a cell on the worksheet. Another common shape of the mouse pointer is the block arrow. The mouse pointer turns into a block arrow whenever you move it outside the worksheet. Scroll bars. A worksheet window allows you to view the portion of the worksheet displayed on the screen.
Scroll bars are used to move the window around
to view different parts of the active worksheet. Status bar. The status bar is located at the bottom of the worksheet window that displays the progress of current tasks and controls for viewing the worksheets. Views of worksheet. Excel provides access to 3 different views of your worksheet. Zoom controls. They are used to enlarge or reduce the view of worksheet. Changing the active cell.
You can make any cell in your worksheet an active cell.
Active cell has a dark border around it. You enter data into the active cell. The active cell displays a dark border. The cell references for the active cell appears in this area. A cell reference identifies the location of each cell in a worksheet and consists of a column letter followed by a row number. Example A1. Click on the cell you want to make active cell. The cell reference for the new active cell appears in this area.
Creating and saving worksheet. Entering data. Entering data is the first step in creating a worksheet. You can enter data in the form of numbers or text. Excel automatically left aligns the text data and right aligns the numbers in a cell. Open a blank worksheet. Click on the cell where you want to enter data. Type the data. The data you type appears in the active cell and in the formula bar. Press Enter key to enter the data and move down one cell. To enter the data and move one cell in any direction, press arrow keys from keyboard. Repeat steps 2 to 4 until you finish entering all your data. Saving a workbook. You can save your workbook to reuse it or share it with others. Saved file can be used on other computers also. By default, Excel workbooks are saved in the Excel file format, which uses the .xlsx file extension. Click on File tab. Backstage view will appear. click on Save or Save As button. Locations where you can save files appear here. Once you select a location, folders available at that location appear on the right side of the screen. Click on Browse. Save As dialog box will appear. Click on these areas to navigate to the folder in which you want to save the file. Type a name for the file. Click on Save. Excel saves the file and the new file name appears on the title bar. You can also press Ctrl+S to save the file. Changing views. In Excel, you can see your worksheet in different views like Normal View, Page Layout View, and Page Break Preview. The normal view shows one continuous page of columns and rows. The page layout view displays your worksheets on individual pages that correspond to printed pages. The page break preview indicates page breaks with lines. You can click and drag these lines to modify where pages break. By default, Excel shows your worksheet in normal view. Click on the page layout view icon. The page layout view appears. Click on the page break preview icon. The page break preview appears. You can click on the normal view icon to return to normal view. Opening a workbook. You can open an already saved workbook to view it on your screen. This allows you to make changes to the workbook. Click on File tab. Backstage view will appear. Click on Open. Recently opened workbook will appear, and you can click any of these workbooks to open. Click on Browse. The Open dialog box appears. Click on these areas to navigate to the folder or drive where you stored the file. Click on the name of the file that you want to open. Click on Open. The file opens in the program window. The name of the opened file appears on the title bar. Closing a workbook. You can close the workbook to remove it from your screen. Closing a workbook does not mean that you are exiting the Excel program. Before closing a workbook, you should save the changes, if any, you made to the workbook. Click on File tab. Backstage view will appear. Click on the Close button. If you have not yet saved your work, Excel prompts you to do so before exiting. Click on Save to save. The Excel closes the file.